Is bad news today for student loan borrowers. The Education Department announcing the highest federal student loan interest rate in more than a decade.
Here to talk more about the impact of that news is Craig Bolanos. He is the CEO of the Wealth Management Group. Craig, thanks for being here.
Yeah, Dawn, good to be with you. I mean, I thought college was already the avalanche issue in American financial planning. It just got a little bit worse this afternoon.
Yeah, so tell us exactly what the Department of Education announced today so we're clear.
Well, you know, there's 93% of all the student loans out there are federal student loans. And that means people are concerned when they're borrowing about what the interest rate is going to be. And that interest rate gets set every May based on 10-year Treasury rates. And without getting much into it, here's what people need to know. It's now going to cost the student a little more than 6.5% to borrow money. But mom and dad, those Parent Plus loans, which is how most people are getting it done, the interest rate for the upcoming 2024-2025 season is now going to be over 9%. That's right, now over 9%. That's a steep interest to pay to get junior to college.
Yeah, and Craig, we know that grad students pay more than undergrads. You mentioned the 10-year Treasury note. You know, I looked it up today, 4.45%. I don't understand why the government's not going to pay me as much on a 10-year note as they're going to charge a student for a loan. Are there other influences when it comes to calculating that interest rate?
You know, the student loan market, especially for what I call federal direct student loans, both to undergraduate, graduate, and parents, as you indicated, has long been affixed at the 10-year Treasury plus a spread. I guess there's a cost of doing business for the government to make college accessible to many. And now I just think with parents, especially at 9% Parent Plus loans, people are going to have to start being a lot more selective as to how they're getting their sons and daughter to college in the fall of 2024.
Oh, goodness. So is there anything students and really parents can do to combat this? Sounds like there isn't.
Well, Dawn, there always is. Hope springs eternal, doesn't it? I think it's awareness. It's you and I coming on TV today on the platform to make everybody aware that no one's borrowing at 2.7 to 5% like we were in 2020. The cost of borrowing have risen dramatically, just as the cost of everything else has gone up. And for those reasons, if we're going to be borrowing over a normal loan, which is 10 years to pay for college, we really start needing to shop and really take a look at private loans versus what I call public loans and make sure there's value in the way we're structuring education for our sons, daughter, and for ourselves as we try to slay this dragon that is the high cost of education.
It sounds like you're saying we need to also just start early or really just looking into it.
I think we do. I think preparedness is key. And it's really tough. You know, there were issues with the free application for federal student aid causing a lot of people to have delays in their offer from college. May 1st is usually what I call National Signing, National Commitment Day. I just visited with a family last night and we talked about how we're going to pay for college. The part we didn't know last night is what was it going to cost to borrow. And now we know it's going to cost just a little bit more. And we need to be very intentional with our money so that both we and the students that we love end up in a position to be successful. And that means not waking up with a financial hangover from debt that has exacerbated high interest rates.
Yeah, and not living with mom and dad till you're 40 because you're paying off your student loan.
Awful.
Good advice, Craig. Thanks so much.
Yeah.